This is your boy JG. UFC 263. It goes down. Glendale, Arizona. Middleweight strap on the line. Israel, the last style banner, Adesanya, vying against Marvin Vettori. This is a rematch. This card is stacked. I break it all down here right now. This is your boy JG. Exaggeration and experience. Back like we never left. Let's go. Like I said before, y'all, this is your boy JG, and we back. UFC 263. Glendale, Arizona. It goes down Saturday. 3 crazy fights on this card. Shout out to the UFC for continuing to stack cards. It's one of the things that I appreciate because at the end of the day, who wants to pay pay-per-view money to see one fight at the top of a card unless it's a earth-shattering situation, and those are far and few between. Like I mentioned, Israel Adesanya, the last style bender, will rematch Marvin Vettori. They battled once before to a split decision, close fight. Adesanya feels that, he did his thing. Vettori wants an opportunity for redemption and a shot at that belt. He'll get it. Also on this card, crazy fight, 125-pound division belt on the line. Davidson Figueiredo against Brandon Moreno. So another rematch, another crazy fight. Probably one of the best fights I've ever seen in any division. Shout out to those two. A lot of surprises in that last one, so I can't wait to break that one down. And what's the other fight that I'm checking for? That's right, the Leon Edwards, Nate Diaz fight, Much anticipated comeback for Diaz. Leon Edwards was on the show for a little bit, but he still got 8 wins in a row and then a no contest against Muhammad in his last time out. So let's break it all down. I'm going to start at the top of the card. Marvin Vettori, went on a little run. Shout out to Derek Brunson, by the way. This could have been him. Or they could have done an eliminator between Brunson and Vettori to see who fight Israel Adesanya. However, we already know Brunson got folded up by Adesanya, so they probably why they didn't go that direction off top. But it still would have been dope to see eliminator. I digress. I struggle to see what Vettori has done differently or areas he's grown in to be able to stymie Adesanya's stand-up prowess. And that's not to say he can't get anything done. But what I am saying is he's come forward fighter, switch step fighter, strong grappling, big dude. He has cool power. He doesn't have that Jan Blachowicz, and he's a 205er, but dudes that just carry crazy power in there. He's not one of those dudes, but he's a big, strong dude. What can he do differently in this bout? I think he'll try to pressure more. I think he'll try to get to the grappling exchanges more, try to go for more takedowns. Those are the things that he's going to bring to the table, and just being tough and wanting it. You get yourself in this position by busting your ass, winning some fights, and showing people you could be that dude. When I think about Israel Adesanya, though, the last style bender, I think going up at 205 and having that fight against Jan Blachowicz go the way they went, that's not his division 1-2. He's testing himself, the whole, saying of daring to be great. And he's pushing himself, and he pushed himself in that situation. And he lost a fight in a grappling scenario, really, but I feel like he did his thing. And Blachowicz even came out and said, he got good pop, good speed, timing, patient. He had to think about, what he was going to do and how he was going to have success in that bout. He was able to do it and defend the belt at 205. But back to Adesanya, I think that experience against that big dude, Jan Blachowicz, who's blasting people out of there, is valuable in a fight against a dude like Marvin Vettori, who is going to try to come in, put pressure, and then utilize wrestling to muddy the waters and make it a more rough and tumble. I just think Adesanya is too special. I really feel like he's really that dude. I think that the one critique I would offer from a stand-up perspective is he does put a lot of weight on his back foot. And if a dude's pressuring you and you can't get out of the way because you can't move your feet because your displacement's off, then you could run into some situations. But he's special. Patient, goes to the body, picks his shots well. The wars and even against Robert Whittaker getting clipped a couple times. We know about what happened against the Kevin Gastelum fight, and like I mentioned before, the Jan Blachowicz fight. Those experiences are what make you transcend to the next level. I fully expect that Israel Adesanya will go out here, toy with, and stop Marvin Vettori. And that's no knock on Marvin Vettori. He put himself in a position to fight for the belt, so shout out to him. I just don't think he's going to have the dynamic takedown ability that is necessary to stymie and stifle a guy like Israel Adesanya, because you have to be special in that arena. You got to be a dude that can grapple for 25 minutes and attempt different angles. So singles, doubles, transitions, things like that, and stay on top of it while absorbing damage trying to get to somebody like Adesanya's legs. I don't know if I see that. So that's my breakdown for the main event of this evening. Like I mentioned before, UFC 263 goes down Saturday, June 12th, Glendale, Arizona. Hell of a night of fights. Shout out to both those combatants. Shout out to Vittori. Shout out to Adesanya. I can't wait to see it. Moving right along. This is my favorite fight of the night. Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. If you had not had an opportunity to check out that first one, watch that first fight. These dudes go at it. And I got to admit, Moreno got a lot of experience. He's a quality fighter. Shout out to him. I was shocked how well he did against Figueiredo because you know what Figueiredo's bringing to the table. I'm going to break it down right now. Going back to Brandon Moreno. He's a mixed martial artist. And you might be saying to yourself, well, duh, it's MMA, dumbass. But I mean that in the sense of he's very, very well-rounded. Nice hands, good flow combinations. He will chew your legs up if you let him. Just chop that leg down. Will go for a takedown. Will submit you. He's a true mixed martial artist. He has a forever gas tank. And the dude's just a beast. I think the thing that I will offer by way of critique is that I think up top, when you're talking about boxing exchanges, his shots come a little bit wide, but he does flow nicely. But when you're thinking about being in the pocket and going through an exchange, if I'm coming off crisp, tight, at the elbow, knowing where my shots are going to land, and you're a little bit wide, it can be the difference. But the dude's tough as shit. And he's a fun fighter. He's exciting to watch. Deiveson Figueiredo, a lot of the same, sharper, cleaner, and we know this dude has brutal, brutal power. He has a right hand where he has so much belief in that right hand. He does dumb shit, like just walk right up to the dude and just blast him in the face. No defense, no lead hand, no head movement. He believes in that right hand. So whether it's a shot that's coming right down the pipe off the shoulder, or he's winging it wide, or he's throwing an uppercut, whatever it is, with that backhand, that right hand, he's filthy with it, and he believes in it. It's almost disgusting to listen to it land. But I don't take anything away from the technical aspect that he also brings to the sport. Elbows, knees, kicks, grappling, explosive takedowns. He will choke the life out of you. He must have beat up Joseph Benavidez like 15 times. I got sad watching that shit over and over again. If I was Benavidez after he beat me up the first time, I would have left the sport. I still got to watch Joseph Benavidez get beat up by dudes I don't know their name. Shout out to him. This shit hurts my feelings though. I think one of the things that will potentially get Figueiredo in trouble in this particular bout is that when you're fighting a guy like Brandon Moreno who's not going away, you can't be cute in there. So one thing that I will go into this bout thinking about I need to clean up is my defensive responsibility. I know I got crazy power and I'm that dude, but you get caught with some shit and you can look away. The other thing I'm looking at is I've seen him go into fights late in rounds, 3, 4, 5th round, and do his thing. Brandon Moreno got the forever tank, so I think he's going to have to be more conscientious about how he doles out his energy. If you can catch him slipping and get him out of there, that's what's up. But if like this 2.5 minutes into the third round, if it's looking like it's going to be one of those longer fights, start being conscientious of that and figure out a way to win the fight technically. With all that said, I'm very excited about this fight. I'm very excited about the division. They got some dudes in there that are killers. I think Figueiredo is what this division needs because of the violence that he brings. I mean, he's really hurting dudes. But Moreno might got something for him. It was a draw last time. Another thing that I peeped, if you look at the weigh-ins, if you look at some of the photos leading up to fight, Moreno's in way better shape than he typically is. He's normally a softer dude, but nah, he's leaned up, and he looks like he's prepared and ready to go. And I feel like Figueiredo got a wake-up call. He fought Moreno and was like, yo, I've been folding cats like laundry, but this dude might be one. So I want to see how that brings up the best of him in this upcoming bout. Let me segue for a second. I stopped in the middle of that last sentence because I didn't know if I had pushed record on the damn thing yet. And I've been sitting here talking for 10 minutes, and that would have been crazy as shit. But we on and running. Anyway, so looking forward to that fight. I refuse to pick that fight. I am not even going to. I refuse to pick that fight because that's a crazy ass fight. Like I said, Deiveson, he definitely has that power. He has the ego. I go back and watch the highlight tape. The dude will walk right up to a dude like he's in a bar and just punch him in his face with a right hand and knock him out. Oh, the other thing about Figueiredo that I love, shout out, he will work the body. Crazy. John Moraga, ask him about getting his body worked up. Ask about him. He will work the body, and he's a brutal finisher. He's a precise finisher. You see a guy, right? Sometimes you see it more often in MMA than you see in boxing, but MMA cat will get a dude hurt or a girl hurt or whatever, and then just swung, just shots. Figueredo, he's walking up, rip the body, switch sides, rip the body out of like Errol Spence. Shout out to him, man. Anyway, that fight's exciting. You know, I'm taking too damn long talking about that damn fight, but it's going to be dope. I look forward to it. Once again, y'all, I mentioned it before. It's your boy JG, Exaggeration Experience. We covering UFC 263. It goes down Saturday, June 12th. Let's move into this last joint. The return, Nate Diaz. This is a confusing one for me. Shout out to Leon Edwards, by the way. Because cats are still checking for Nate Diaz, but the last time I seen him, he was getting chopped up by Jorge Masvidal. Straight like that. I know he got I think his 2 fights before that were both McGregor, if I'm not mistaken, too. One loss, which I think he actually won. I think he beat McGregor twice. And then, obviously, when he submitted McGregor at 170 pounds on short notice. But going back to this fight, this is a short breakdown because I know that Nate Diaz can fight. He just hasn't fought in a long time. He's fighting Leon Edwards, a dude with 8 wins in a row and a no contest in a fight that he almost stopped Bilal Muhammad in. But it's got stopped due to eye poke in the first round. If Leon Edwards comes out and fights the technical fight that he knows how to fight, this will probably be an easy evening for him, straight like that. Diaz is dope, but the only thing that he has going from, in my opinion, in this style of fight against another clean striker with good wrestling and a good athlete, much like Masvidal is, me speaking about Leon Edwards, is I know that Nate Diaz got that forever gas tank. And I've seen Leon Edwards look questionable later in fights, winning or losing, but, you know, the last time he lost, it was against Kamaru Usman, the champ, so no shame in that. But I feel comfortable calling Leon Edwards for the victory on this one. I can't see a way Nate Diaz comes out, hurts him, overwhelms him, swarms him, and submits him, because the only path to victory, in my opinion, for Nate Diaz is through submission. I don't think he's going to outpoint a dude as technically gifted as Leon Edwards and a beautiful athlete, and I don't think he has the power to get him out of there. I've been wrong before, but I don't feel like I'll be wrong on this one. I think Nate Diaz's path to victory is through submission, as where Leon Edwards can get it done in a multitude of ways. And we know that Nate Diaz is too tough for his own good. And I don't want to see a situation where he's getting his ass beat so viciously a la Jorge Masvidal that they got to step in there and stop that bout again. So we'll see. That's how I feel about that one. This card is dope, though. Even in the preliminary card, they got some good fights. Shout out to Eric Anders. He's a beast. He's been knocking dudes out, kicking people in the face. Exciting night of fights. But that's my time for right now. This is your boy JG, Exaggeration Experience. We got more heat coming all the time. I know it's kind of a bootleg live, but we back on it. UFC 263, it goes down tonight, Saturday, June 12th. I don't know if this video will be up. It'll get posted eventually. But at the recording of this video, we are on Pacific Standard Time. It is currently 11:34. So if it comes out after the result, I don't want to hear no funny business. Once again, your boy JG, Exaggeration Experience. Appreciate the support and love. The cats that have been rocking from day one, still rocking with me. Make sure if you haven't done it already, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notification. We out.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.